Thank you, Ash. Thank you to all of you.
Keeping them liable. What's going on? Shout out for keeping them liable. I'm all the way at the front, bro.
Next steps.
I'm all the way at the front.
Next steps is this.
You got a Broad Street bully your way through peacefully.
Having a conversation around Black lives and highlighting the legislation that needs to change in regards to Black lives. In August, I'll be in California with Eric Gardner's daughter at the Hip Hop Caucus to push forth legislation so they can stop killing Black people at the hands of police departments. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley has a resolution, hope I'm saying that right, that she is working on right now so that
the police are already here, Thomas. They're around the perimeter. There hasn't been no violence yet.
So what I need y'all to do is go to AyannaPressley.com, read that legislation and that resolution, and make sure she gets the help she needs to push it. That's right. Okay? The other thing is we have our state rep here in our state fighting for legislation, China Tyler. Go visit ChinaTyler.com. ChinaTyler.com.
For him. So what are we supposed to do? You have different people out here getting people killed, and then they say, oh, well, there's nothing we can do at this moment. If you want to call, you want to go to the mayor's office, or if you want to call to the White House, go get in touch with them. Well, what about y'all? Is it that y'all job? Say it with me. Is that your job?
Is that your job?
Is that your job?
Is that your job?
That's what I'm saying. So what I want to say is, I have a little poem, and I'm going to just do it off the top of my head. It's called All the Way Down. Hey, you ever been down bad? I'm talking.
Look at the crowds at Boston. Wow. Bottom right.
Waking up late at night with thoughts in my head. Tissue puddles and tears on my bed. Smile on my face, but my eyes so red. Couldn't even eat it, but my children got fed. Dropped down to my knees, Lord, please, can you save me? Feel like I want to die. I got to live for my baby. So I opened up the Bible and I looked inside. First thing I read about tears to my eyes. A little bit of faith, he done heard my cry. Verse say, ye shall live and not die. I heard a still voice said, daughter, get up. I put you through the test and I know it was tough. You asked me for a sign and I gave you a sign. You couldn't do it by yourself because the battle is mine. If you had a bad day and you feel like stressing, just breathe. Every day is a blessing. Thank God, because it could be worse. Never seen a dead body cry tears over a hearse. I know we not following the guidelines. I'm just trying to put some love on our timeline. We gonna stay strong and don't look up, because if you hit rock bottom, we gonna look up. Yeah. Let's do a little experiment. Cops, all right, y'all repeat after me. How many? How many? How many? How many? Of you? Of you. Stand. Stand. With us. With us. Show me. Show me. How many? How many? Come on, cops, show me. How many? Black cops. How many? How many? Of you. Of you. Stand. Stand. How many?
All right, thank you everybody for liking the video, and thank you for all the new comments and support. People know me in this town, man. This is my second home.
Let's try it again, cops. Y'all repeat after me. How many? How many? Of y'all? Of y'all. Stand. Stand. With us. With us. Show us. Show us. Show us. Show us. Show us. Show us. Do y'all see nobody? Nobody. Nobody. Remember this. Nobody. Nobody. How many?
Oh my gosh, what a mix. I've never heard anything like that before.
I come from a family that has a lot of different ethnicities. I have half cousins who are Mexican. I have a half cousin who is black, and I love him because he and I bond over Pokemon and video games a lot. I have my uncle.
It's 88.
And I started crying, even though I will never know the plight of black people. As I realize as a model,
Well, some people feel it.
I do have a certain privilege. But just so you know, I have always been.
Yeah, this might be a better view.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another exciting day in paradise.
So the gentleman who gave me a Lyft ride today was a black gentleman in his 70s. And during our ride, we talked about him and how he felt nostalgic about what's happening right now. Dude, thank you so much. So that gentleman and I talked for a while today, and he told me that he saw this happen back when in his youth, and now he loves that he gets to see it again in his later years. I love it. I can't imagine how this makes so many people feel to see this kind of turnout. What's up, man? What up, man? This is awesome. Yeah, we're hitting campus right now. We're just gonna keep going. If you live in Clintonville, you might see us soon. This is wild. There's no way I can cover this whole thing anymore. I mean, I'm gonna stay with it all day, but there's absolutely no way.
Can you just imagine how absolutely full the police in America must be feeling right now?
James Mackey, gentlemen. We live with James Mackey from Chicago. What brings you out here?
Well, guys, we got 9 screens on. We got Columbus, Ohio on the top left. We got New York City in the middle top. We got Washington, D.C. on the top right. We've got Seattle in the middle on the left. We've got Chicago, Illinois in the middle, right in the middle. We've got Boston, Massachusetts on the right middle. Hollywood, California. There you go. Look at that mess down at the bottom left. And then we got Washington, D.C., bottom middle, and Boston, Massachusetts, bottom right. What a crowd they have.
People are now chanting, hey, hey, ho, ho, these racist cops have got to go. Again, we're creeping towards a curfew, and it's absolutely expected that violence will be deployed like it was yesterday. As you guys saw who have been watching the stream from earlier, there are cops on all sides of this protest. There are cops behind us.
The sound's coming from the top right panel, the one in the top right corner, and it's at Washington, D.C., and the curfew is just approaching, and they reckon there's going to be a conflict between the protesters and the police. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's a massive, massive crowd here at Union Square. Massive. Thousands of people, minimum 5,000.
When they talk about a crowd of 5,000, that's less than about 0.05% of the population of the area. It's tiny relative to the actual population.
No, there's no social distancing. It's impossible.
Did you hear that? There's no social distancing. That's impossible. In a country where the coronavirus is spreading madly.
This guy's ready for war.
Okay, we've got Columbus, Ohio in the middle right-hand segment now.
McDonald's is open. Some people giving out water and food. Look what we got, Chad. We got a kiosk up ahead.
I guess the kids got tired of video games.
Better quality. I just plugged into the kiosk. Maybe that's why I got a little better.
Which Trump speech was that, Smelly?
Yeah, and if the stream isn't coming through clearly, just watch on Twitch. Twitch has a better quality stream. Tracy, I have 2 external batteries on me. Thank you for the call out. I'm just trying to just to maximize it. Yeah, okay, but yeah, if I do have battery problems later on, I'll definitely reach out to you. Thank you, Tracy.
The audio is now coming from New York City, top middle panel. Actual intelligence, New York City.
Something's happening over here. We got another group merging in here.
Right now, these next couple minutes, we're watched by millions all over the planet. Do the right thing. Fuck them looking good. They're not here to protect us no more. They're protecting their fucking base. Right now. You don't know what to do to them anymore. Look at this. They can't protect their own fence. Watch yourselves up.
Okay, we're now live audio from the middle right-hand panel, Washington, D.C.
Taxpayers are paying for you to be here. You're not even protecting us. Protecting a criminal. Donald Trump is a criminal.
This is a peaceful protest. We are exercising our First Amendment rights. Take the knee. They're gonna hack something. They're trying to get through. Are you kidding?
I can't.
You're slow. Oh, he said something. Oh, what was that? What did you say? Please say a little louder, huh? You guys are joking back there. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
You've got to feel sorry for the people in Seattle in Washington. That's where BLM have set up a little independent country. Can you believe it? In the middle of Seattle. Crazy.
This is what fascism looks like. This is what democracy 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 looks like. This is what fascism looks like. This is what fascism looks like. Protect yourselves or the oath that you swore in the Constitution. Which one? Protect your fucking first paragraph, you guys are fucking breaking right now. First one.
Please excuse the language.
What did you guys swear on? What? What did you swear on? What? Constitution. We the people. We are the people. Unless you can't read, that's the first fucking line. This is not 1984.
At Sinsoy, you know, those two one who died in Seattle, they should just leave them to it. You know, that they've set up their own independent country, apparently. Why go and help them? Let them learn the hard way.
Put down the riot gear! 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 Put down the riot gear!
It's important to realize that although it appears to be a lot of people, you're looking at an actual tiny, tiny fraction of American society right now. They're just coordinated through social media under the Open Society Foundation or George Soros banner. That's what's behind this.
Everyone has freedom of speech. If he's not going to do anything, let him speak. I know what he has, but that gives them a reason. That gives them a reason. It doesn't matter. Don't touch him, hey! Don't touch him!
I have to tell you, I don't get why they don't use things like water cannons and stuff like that to clear this scum off the streets. Really, I mean, why don't they do that? That would sort them out. Their mobile phones would get wet, and their clothes would get wet. Little peacocks.
Yeah. My goat was murdered by the police. Hey, so many of you guys might know me. Hello? Hey, many of you guys might know me as Eric the Goat Guy.
Hold on. Let's beautifully wait for everyone to be able to get their spaces and spots and such.
The audio is now coming from Seattle in Washington. Bottom right panel.
All right, we have this brother ready to speak about his police brutality.
So everybody might know me through Eric the Goat Guy. I have a YouTube channel. I traveled all over America with my goat named Deal. He traveled with me through all over America, from Seattle to Detroit, from Florida, all over America. People know Deal the Goat. And we've been in headlines across America. And when I went to Detroit, and when I lived in Detroit, instead of the cops helping me, when people break into my house and steal my things, they tell me that I should leave Detroit. And then my goat escaped from my yard, and they bring him back with it being shot. And I asked the neighbor what has happened to my goat.
That guy's on drugs.
Change the First Amendment, and we can exercise it. You have better things to do. Go watch Netflix.
Did you hear that from Washington, D.C., top right panel? Haven't you got better things to do? Go and watch Netflix. I love that. That's a classic comment.
Tell the story right, sis.
This is what the world sees right here. This.
Clear
Get a
that
good
girl
shot of
from
this. Yes,
behind.
please. This is what the world needs to see.
Clear that girl from
We have
behind.
First Amendment right. Please go ahead.
Hey, watch out.
We're now
Not
after
interrupted.
curfew, but the only police that we can see still behind this fence. On the other hand, we've seen hundreds of protesters flood
Time up,
the
Ling
scene,
Ling.
waiting for this to
Time up, Ling Ling.
Yeah, we're on a low connection because the cell signals are being jammed.
I have to tell you guys that Trump is going to have to do something about this soon because those crowds are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a real worry. A lot of crazies in America.
That's a news chopper.
I tell them, guess what? I'm in Brisbane, Australia. So I'm on the same continent as you, if you're a journalist from Australia.
The Constitution must change. If the Constitution doesn't change, nothing changes. Nothing changes if the Constitution doesn't change. You might get a fucking act. You might get an act. Like a civil rights act. Change the Constitution or shut the fuck up. Southside.
Good comment, Ronan. Come live in Africa, snowflakes. I love it. Okay, the audio is coming from the bottom middle panel, Washington, D.C. Okay, I have a question for those watching, and please put your answer in the side chat. If you think this is the beginning of the end of America, type 1. If you think Trump can fix this, type 2. Interesting that Greta Thunberg is saying that this is the end of America. That figures.
There's room at the fence over to the left.
Alright, another question for people watching. They're saying this is what democracy looks like. If you agree, say 1. If you disagree, say 2. I'm waiting for Greta. Well, Greta, you should be voting too then, because this is clearly a hidden agenda to unseat Trump. That's what's behind this whole protest situation. It's been run by George Soros, so that's another hidden agenda. Essex raises an interesting point. He says, imagine the kerfuffle by the Zaya media if they tried to remove Marx's statue in London. What about Nelson Mandela's? Wow. I think the whole town would implode.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What? Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
Tell them they're totally indoctrinated. That's what's happened through the education system in America, which is very leftist, and now this is the result you get. Totally indoctrinated young people.
My producer in the lab for me. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm on the line with my producer in the lab. So if y'all hear me talking, communicating with my producer.
Prosecute the police! No justice, no peace! Prosecute the police! No justice, no peace!
Put your hands up, y'all! Put your hands up! Put your hands up, man, for George Floyd, y'all!
I don't know if you heard the latest, but they now want to ban prisons. Close all prisons down. Let everybody out. Now that's a really great, logical, rational solution.
What's the count? Need y'all to come up out this stream, hit the like, come back in. Only take 3 seconds, y'all. I'm still out here in the midst. It's still peaceful. It's still peaceful out here in Boston.
Yeah, Joe raises a good point. It's much deeper than just Soros. It's actually the Committee of 300 who basically run the world and the agenda going forward.
Fists up in the air, y'all! Put y'all fists up in the air!
No justice, no peace! Prosecute the police! 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 No justice, no peace!
Okay, we've got 9 panels open. Houston, Texas in the top left. Washington, D.C. in the top middle. Washington, D.C. top right. In the middle left, we got New York City. Chicago in the right in the middle. Then we got Boston, Massachusetts, which is where the audio is coming from at the moment, on the middle right. Then we have Columbus, Ohio, bottom left. Washington, D.C., middle bottom. And Seattle, CHOS.
Come on and leave the live stream, y'all.
In the bottom right.
Come on out the live stream, hit the like, come back, and only take 5 seconds. This is the real news right here. Back on the front line, it's the resistance.
At Smelly, the Committee of 300 are the ultra-rich billionaires like, well, you know, Bill Gates and Elon Musk and those sort of guys who are involved in deciding what is going to be happening in the future in the world.
Come on.
Please remember to subscribe, guys. We have the real news here on Loving Life. Make sure you subscribe. We do have a big interest in what's going on in South Africa because it's like showing where the rest of the world is going.
I appreciate you, man. Frontline, y'all. They getting up out of here. We ain't having this no more. Peaceful protest. Get up out of here, y'all. Get up on out of here.
Looks like it's starting to happen in Boston, guys. Middle right panel. It looks like a group of police have arrived and are now separating the protesters.
No justice, no peace. Fuck the racist police. 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 No justice, no peace.
Now, Ronan mentioned the Chinese-American War coming in 2022. There's a very interesting article which you can Google. It's about the impact of an EMP weapon. An EMP weapon knocks out your electricity grid. And they're saying that China has the capability right now to drop low-density nuclear weapons above America, which will knock out the whole electricity grid. And the suggestion is that about 90% of Americans will die within a year because of the impact of having no electricity.
Soylent Green, where you at? Soylent Green, where you at, bro? I need you. Soylent Green, somebody holler at Soylent Green for me. I need him.
The audio is still coming from the middle right panel, Boston, Massachusetts. At Phoenix, apparently, yes, the protesters are paid. I'm not sure what the rate is. I think it's something like $15 an hour. And the money is channeled from Soros and his key people. Smelly asks, are you really sure the 300 is real? Yes, I am. there are various committees like the Bilderberg Committee, and they basically set the policy for the real hierarchy, which are the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and people like that. Some of them we don't even know who they are, who basically are right at the top of the pyramid, top of the tree. And all they do is execute the policy for the 300. Because they've got the money. They can basically fund anything.
Alright, so we are walking back down to the State House from the OSU Campus Oval, I'm sorry. We walked all the way down to OSU campus from the State House, and we're gonna march right back.
Okay, the sound now is coming from Columbus, Ohio, in the bottom left panel. I just have to say, as someone who's got a really big YouTube channel, I've got 2 very big YouTube channels. I've noticed in the last year, it's rather like the boiling frog syndrome. Making it harder and harder to get your message out if you're not a loony lefty on platforms like YouTube. The new restrictions and demonetization that's going forward, you know, some really big YouTube channels have been demonetized because they're seen as right-wing.
Nor is it right to tear gas demonstrators for a photo opportunity. What our city and the country needs is acknowledgement of injustice and a real commitment to reform. Federal forces have little, if any, training in First Amendment activities. I worry there would be violent overreaction.
Okay, this audio is coming from the top middle panel, Washington, D.C.
And not be provocative. These protests have a legitimate purpose, and we should all support it. Thank you, Councilman Chairman Phil Mendelson, for your support. We appreciate that. And hopefully Liz Warren is out here and will give us her support, and hopefully she'll be our vice president. Otherwise, I am not voting for Joe Biden. Maybe Stacey.
Thanks for sharing, Kimon. React Radio. Yeah, do you guys want to talk to us? Oh, you're good? Okay, all right. I mean, I promise I'm professional. I know I'm wearing goggles. Oh, nice. Hey, what's up? Yeah, so we've been here the past few days. I've been here the past few days anyway. We were here yesterday with React Radio, and we just got, like, messed up. They just kept shooting at us. Kimon got his leg hit.
Mo asks, is there no unrestricted platform other than YouTube? Yes, there are. There are ones like BitChute, but, you know, they just don't have the grunt. And so it's like walking a tightrope when you've actually got a YouTube channel. You never know when they're going to pull you down, because you don't know who's behind the decision. There's no justice behind it. It's just a philosophical decision that they make, and changes literally from day to day. Beach Bum asks, is this live? Yes, Beach Bum, this is all live. All 9 panels are live, happening right now in America. Actually, Nick raises a very interesting and concerning point. He says, beware friendly protesters. There's always wrongdoers that the domestic terrorists send in to start chaos. Now, can you imagine if, I'm talking hypothetically, if someone dropped a bomb in the middle of one of these crowds, what would happen? It would just cause absolute anarchy. Okay, now in the bottom middle panel, the police apparently tried to disperse the crowd. So keep an eye open for that, bottom middle panel. With regards to the Committee of 300, I think there should be a goal to try and bring that number down by 10 every year, or maybe 20 every year. And I'm not going to say how, but if one was able to do that, I think that the committee might disperse very quickly. We all know who they are. Just look at the ultra-rich. Look at the sign in the top middle panel. Black Genocide, 1619 to 2020. What about what's happening in South Africa right now to white farmers? You want a genocide? Look no further. If you don't know anything about this, just go Google murders of white farmers in South Africa. You will be shocked. And it's not white people murdering white farmers, believe me. And the way they're murdered is quite disgusting. They're not murdered, they're tortured. I have to say those crowds in Washington, D.C. are a real concern. Look at the size of them. Don't forget to subscribe to the Loving Life channel. We have really interesting live streams. I've got one every night at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time next week, and that's about midday to 1 p.m. in America. And they normally last for a couple of hours, and we discuss topics like what's going on in the world today. So remember to subscribe. Looks like the police are moving in New York City. Middle left panel. Have a look at that. Nick says, like the only black Republican lawmaker said, that Black Lives Matter has been infiltrated by a domestic terrorist group. Well, that's Antifa. Antifa is the radical arm, the terrorist arm that Trump has identified, which again is funded by, guess who? George Soros. At MO, who asked where did Soros get his wealth from? If I had to tell you here on the live stream channel, this channel would be taken down. But it originates in Nazi Germany. That's all I'm going to say.
My muscles, repetitive, repetitive wear on my muscles.
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
Okay, the sound is coming from the top left panel, which is Washington, D.C.
can't get a shot. Hey, Rod, can you move to your right? Thanks. These purple signs are there. I just can't get through this.
I'ma recite this writing that I made for y'all called I Wish. I wish is to trade places with those who kill us. You, I'm talking to y'all over there. I'm talking to y'all. Because y'all seem to not get it. See, we don't hate y'all.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
See, guess what? Let me tell you why. Because hate can't live with my spirit. Because I know what y'all did to my ancestors. So y'all gonna listen to this, motherfucker. I need this whole section right here. Pull your phone out, record this message and share it with your kids, because I'm going to recite it one time. And I need your help. So when I say I wish, you got to say I wish. 1, 2, 3, I wish. You ain't hide behind that gun and badge. You ain't hide behind that gun and badge. Correct. For no reason we started to whip your ass. We put our arms around your neck. You beg for ass started again. I wish. It was you yelling, I can't breathe.
Lots of laughs at Glenn. There are never any alpha males or beautiful women at these protests. Only beta males and Karens. There's an interesting hyperbole here, guys. If this was right-wing protests in America, and I was covering them like I am now, this YouTube live stream would be shut down by the current YouTube administration because it does not suit their philosophical agenda. So I noticed the other day that the CEO of YouTube said openly that she supports Black Lives Matter. Can you believe it? Oh wow. Looks like a car has been satellite.
Be legendary. 1, 2, 3.
Once again, apologies for the language.
I love every last one of y'all, because guess what? It's our kids that got to live in this fucked up situation. It's our kids. It's our kids, man. It's the next generation. So teach love and preach love. Seek love within yourselves first. If you don't have it within, then you ain't right.
Okay, for those who've just joined the live stream channel, we're looking at live images of what's going on in America right now. Top left panel is Washington, D.C., and the top middle is Washington, D.C. There's an awful lot of stuff happening in America, which is very disturbing. In fact, the top three are all Washington, D.C. And the middle left is New York City. So is the center image, New York City. And Boston, Massachusetts in the middle right. And then Columbus, Ohio, bottom left. And then we have Baltimore in the bottom right. And we have people being arrested at the moment in the bottom middle by the police. So it looks like these are people who've broken the curfew and they're now being arrested. So it's too little too late. It's at Kalamazoo, Michigan, where the arrest has just happened, bottom middle. How does she explain that to Mum and Dad? Okay, I have another question for everybody watching. Let's say Hillary Clinton had won, God forbid, the presidency in 2016. Would this be happening? Number two, is this happening because Donald Trump won the presidency?
We want you here. We want that reporting. It's a good, unbiased viewpoint. So we want you here. And we wanted the lantern there. Officers, there's all these officers here. They don't know everybody. You know, it's really hard in this crowd.
Okay, audio's coming from the bottom right panel in Baltimore.
Move. Get out here. Leave. Just doesn't mean they get arrested. Doesn't mean they're going to jail. It just means you can't stay here. We're closing this area off for safety. As that happened, there were actually bottles and rocks being thrown, and it was a danger. And they're just trying to keep them safe.
Lots of one-on-one conversations here. How critical are those conversations?
Well, as the chief, it's good relationship building for the officers. As the chief, it's very important because it allows me to understand the more deep-rooted hatred and fear and the feelings of active racism that people feel, so I can make good policy and good decisions and require good training for officers in response to what people feel.
And have you heard those fears? Have you heard?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Quite a bit last night, a lot. Well, I'm sure I'll hear more tonight. I'm here to listen, not to talk, other than to the media, but I'll just listen.
I'm going to let you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll take the slack. Make sure you know where our stuff is. Is it still there? The mayor should be somewhere around here. Excuse me. Thank you. I'm just looking around for the mayor.
You know what would stop all these protests? A week of really hard rain for right across America. That would keep all these lefty loonies inside.
Hey Denise, just thank you first of all. Second of all, is the mayor here? Not yet. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, man.
Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and also ring the bell for the updates. We have some really interesting live streams having for the rest of the next week at 8 p.m. Johannesburg in South Africa, which is about midday, or 1 to 2 p.m. in America. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up the live stream very shortly. We could be watching this for hours and hours and hours, but it just gives you an idea of what's going on in America, right across the country. I'll cover this again tomorrow. Please take care, and don't forget at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time in South Africa tonight, I'm going to be speaking to the retired Colonel Chris Wyatt, who actually is an American, and we're going to be talking about what the heck is going on in the world today. Very interesting character, and obviously with a bias towards what's happening in South Africa. So guys, please be safe, and please subscribe. Make sure that you watch out for that live stream, which will be happening in just over 12 hours from now. And take care, and I'm logging out. Bye for now, guys.